Yep, we're on. We're running. Thank you. I just want to kind of make this little copy thing. Can I? Run away. No, you don't. I'll have to run away. Can I use you for a sec? Yeah, that's fine. Look, we were just talking there about how, like, if you in Chi Sao, you can be like really tight and in a position, but those you were saying like those little adjustments, you can sort of wriggle your way out of it almost, or find with tiny little adjustments, you can kind of change the your options. Yeah. So it's like that kind of sounds a little bit like it's what is Chi Sao, but people said that two things that we don't have in Wing Chun is head high kicks and grappling. Kicking to the head to me is like trying to punch the feet. If I'm this close, why am I going to try and take my lowest weapon for my highest target? So we don't need to kick for the head, so we can rule that one out. And as for grappling, that's what Chi Sao is. Really, it's upright, it's vertical grappling, learning where things bend and don't bend, learning body mechanics and all the rest. And we had a question from Tom on the forum, and he was just talking about like cross training. Can systems and styles cross over? And I used to think you can't serve two masters, you know, because then there's contradictions. But I've relaxed that over say the last 10 years, because I think as well you need sort of different perspectives, you know, and otherwise you know, if you just like with basics, I talked earlier. We talked about like how, you know, you can say, well, this is a Tan Sao, and Tan Sao should be there, and that's it. But if you kept your basics so precise and weren't ever going to consider anybody else's options or opinions, I should say, then those basics and being so blinkered is going to be detrimental for you. Chi Sao is a good example. A silly thing, of course, if you were here, if I just came around, bang, and hit. So you could hit like so, and that would really be demoralising. You think, well, my Wing Chun's rubbish, you know, why can't I block that? But sometimes that rubbish attack requires a rubbish defence. You know, just send your tan right out to the side, and why not? You know, if I tap you on the head, that's really annoying. But if I go for that tap and you just view to the sky, here, there's no reason why you can't go where the threat is, where the attack is. So, you know, it's all right having a tan, but it's got to be able to move. Your bomb as well, you know, it's got to be able to move and rotate. That's fine. So it relaxes. And the reason why, what I just wanted to mention is, we talked about different styles, just and different kind of attitudes, and Chi Sao really as well. I was just mentioning, we need to think of it almost like a conversation. If somebody plays it in a different way, we mustn't kind of be in fear of that approach to Chi Sao. It's just somebody having an opinion that isn't the same as yours in conversation. You know, let's listen to that. Let's see what that opinion is about. Might be something of interest in it. But I think I look at anything. Have you done anything other than Wing Chun? No. Because I see Wing Chun, the principles that we have, and it almost becomes like a blueprint that you can lay over for any other style. I think any technique you can see Wing Chun within it. When we look at locks, for instance, like the simple obvious thing, if you grab hold, that's it. Like in locks and trapping, there's sort of little steps that you tend to get. Like you cover the hand, and if I press down here, you feel that? Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's the first one. So I've just covered and pressed. So it's going to, there you go, yeah. Mm-hmm. Then I'll move on to here. So I'm going to push against his arm, so you can feel that one. Yeah, I don't want to tweak it. Then I'm going to circle, twist the head, and then we take him this way. So when you turn the head, you turn the spine. When you twist the spine, you control the whole body. So that's kind of like the principle behind that. Similar to like if we look at Bong Tan, Tok Sao, or Bong Tan, Wanjian, side palm, really sort of basic application. You could say a punch comes in, there's a bong, you punch again, there's a tan. If I do the side palm, I'm taking the head sideways, so it twists, and then, you know, we control the whole body. So there's your basic positions. You grab here, cover, press, arm bar, arm lock, twist and rotate the head and take down. You know, so this is a very simple kind of basic. When I see that, grab hold again, I just see a gum. That's it, it's a gum sao, pinning hand. I see a lap sao here, straight away. I see a jump sao, pressing there. Then I see a tan to a bong and a side palm. You know, so I just see this as flow. It's just I'm not seeing the locks, I'm seeing Wing Chun. You know, if you see, like Wing Chun Lung as well had an application for the like the warming down in View G at the end, and like Nico, what's his name? Seagal. You know, like you see him in those movies, he kind of did all these sweeping actions, and I see that as it gives a punch. I just see that as like the deflection here and swinging round. You know, and we see this as like, oh, all I'm really doing is loosening off. You know, but any kind of gives a punch again. Maybe I do a view here, and as I'm coming round, striking in this way, on the inside. You know, coming back to this position. This is like when we see clotheslines in wrestling and so on. And can you think of any technique, any other style? Do you know any styles of anything? But basically, this is the principle, because it's not. The reason why this works is because of the simple principle that Wing Chun doesn't have names. We don't have techniques. We have descriptions of something that just happened. You know, I thrust my fingers, I slapped your arm, I pulled your arm. I did a straight palm or a side palm. We all describe. So you give me a punch, and I go for a pak sao. There's a pak sao again. You come in with a pak sao. There's that was a bad pak sao. It wasn't a bad pak sao. It was a good juk. Oh, that was a bad juk. No, that was a good jump. Because there's no way, just had a motorbike go past outside. There's no point saying that was an aeroplane, because it wasn't. So there's no point me saying that my pak sao was bad when it wasn't a pak sao. If I describe what just happened, I just did a jump. You know, if I describe what just happened, I just did a high gun. You know, this is a view. This, well, what's that? That's a really bad lap. Well, no, it's not. It's a jump, because I've just jerked his head. So jerking hand. So if I'd have grabbed hold of that, then we'd be describing that as a pulling hand, a lap sao. And because of that, you can kind of take any style, anything from any system, do the techniques, but then as soon as you describe what you're doing with those techniques, you've just turned it into Wing Chun, I think. So, you know, in many ways, we kind of, it's almost like if you learn Wing Chun, you're learning, Wing Chun is designed to work in harmony with your body reactions. So, you know, if you can get comfortable with these movements, then we put these movements, how we flow from one shape to another, in the order that style has just done this sequence. We name what we're doing in order to follow that sequence, and we've just turned that into Wing Chun. So, if you want to do like other styles, you could say, well, do Wing Chun, and then try and copy it, and you've just done it. Does that make sense? It's just it's kind of the way I look at it. So, as I say, you can kind of get any style, and I think anyway, whenever I see any style, I'll just say, well, you know, that's I was doing such and such. And can you think of anything you've seen?
I remember seeing a similar thing when I was watching some boxing, and then I think it was Manny Pacquiao had done an uppercut, but I'm just thinking that's just a top style, that's like a Wing Chun uppercut, and then it got me thinking, well, there's like an uppercut in Wing Chun that I hadn't really thought about, and it was just that kind of really tight, coming from the outside, inside, and just coming up and under.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly that, yeah, coming around, tight uppercut. Yeah. You know, you come in with a punch, and you know, if it's a tie here, boom, you know, get them underneath that, that's fine. Maybe here, if I pull down as well, I'm going to drop something in this position, you know, is it the same action? If I come in with a tight punch, Tyson used to do, the way he used to do a hook punch, he'd come in so tight with this hook punch that he'd hit with the elbow. So he could do like a jab, bounce you off the ropes, and as you come back, miss just with that one, hit with the elbow, you know. You think, oh, that's tight. That's such a tight hook punch. How on earth would you be able to do that in Wing Chun? You know? So it's the same thing. It's just, we just change, we can look at a form, like the dummy, we look at the wooden dummy and then we think, right, to me, anytime you learn any form, you need to learn it 4 times. You need to know what that technique looks like, what the technique is called, what that means, and what it's for. So, you know, if I'm going to do this, like so, I need to know I'm going to turn the hand first, relaxed, energy. I need to know that's called gum sao. The gum sao means pinning hand, and it could be used like if someone's taking my arm off my back. Oh, it's a way of slipping. Could be showing that I can apply energy from any angle. Could be deflecting a front kick if I've turned with this, same shape. But if you then kind of, it can become problematic, and we can get into the realms of fantasy if we think, I'm going to take this technique and I'm going to try and find an application for it. Sometimes it's best to let the old maid hit the fan. You come in with something, any old crap, whoa! And you think, oh, that is such a load of shite. What on earth have I done? You punch again, maybe if you like. Oh, and I'm going to throw something out. So it's a panic, it's mess, it's horrible. But do you know what? Whatever just happened there kind of worked. I didn't get punched in the face. So I'm going to do that again. What happened? I threw my hand up, then I threw forward. So where could I find something similar to, you can see it already probably, where can I find something similar to that in my forms that I can then train in my form, but I can use that thinking when I do it. Here and out, you know. So I'm just going to bring my elbows up, and instead of in preparation to then strike forward, whoa, what if that was a panic, that block, and forwards to intercept something else. So suddenly I've just found an application for that technique. Is it precise? Not really. Is it ugly? Maybe. Did it work for you? Yeah, it did. And sometimes it's better to do it that way. Find something that works. Because that's, you know, like we get people like you're standing, same as I am now. This is very relaxed. At some point, the way Wing Chun was developed, someone's looked at what we do naturally. Think, well, this is okay. I'm going to break this down into some mathematical formula so I can train it a little bit more. Get used to drilling this, and then I'm going to put it back into the mix. You know, so that's the thing. If that worked, then I'm going to put it into my form. I'm going to drill it a bit more kind of fastidious. That's not the right word, is it? I'm going to drill it like, I don't know. I'm going to drill it kind of deliberate.
Yeah, deliberate.
We'll have that. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So I'm going to train it a little bit more deliberate. So then, you know, at least I can experience that a little bit more without having my partner necessarily right in front of me. So there you go. That's a little bit of how we can kind of not cross-train, but see how your Wing Chun can complement or better understand other styles as well. Cool, brilliant. Cheers, Otie. God bless you. God bless you. Cheers.